Alright everybody, this is Snowflarky here with my Huge Revolution deck profile for the September 2020 format. This is just a fun, silly, casual deck that's built around the trap card Huge Revolution, a old school trap card that says this card can only be activated during your main phase when people running about, oppressed people, and united resistance are face up on the field. Send all cards in your opponent's hand to the graveyard and destroy all cards your opponent controls. So that's a pretty powerful effect if you can get it off. So it's about trying to turbo out the ability to play Huge Revolution is over, and then do some follow up to finish off your opponent there once they lose access to all their resources. So to start the profile, we are running 2 copies of each of the required vanillas for Huge Revolution is over. We are running, that is, 2 United Resistance, 2 People Running About, and 2 Oppressed People. So you only need 1 of each of these cards on the field, so running 3 is too many and clogs your hand, and you don't want that. But you need 2 because you need to guarantee 1 stays in the deck for our Dark Doriado play. So we are going to only run 2 copies of each, and we are running 2 copies of one more vanilla. Vanilla, which is an Earth 1-star, 2050 defense, and that Earth, basically we run it because it's of its high defense, and its Earth attribute, which comes into handy for cards we are playing that help get all the Huge Revolution pieces on board. So that's our 8 normal monsters. Then we are running triple Dark Doriado. This card lets this deck essentially function when you normal summon it or special summon it. You can take 4 monsters from your deck, 1 wind, 1 water, 1 fire, and 1 earth, and place them on top of your deck in any order. That is our 4 different vanillas, because United Resistance is wind, People Running About is fire, Oppressed People is water, and last but not least, vanilla is earth. And that comes into play for our enchanted fitting room that we are running in this deck, and I will talk about when we get there. So there is instances where the earth monster you can put on the deck is another card we are running, Treasure Panda, but I'll talk about that here in a second. And Dark Doriado is so important that we are running triple copies of Summoner Monk, because we want to find it. So by discarding a spell card, we can special summon a level 4 monster from the deck. Can't attack that turn, but it gets us Dark Doriado for effect. That's okay, that's all we need it for. So Summoner Monk, just there to get Dark Doriado. And then the last monster we are running is 3 copies of Treasure Panda. Sometimes if you have vanilla on the field, you can stack Treasure Panda with, you can use Treasure Panda with Doriado to put it on the deck. But essentially what Treasure Panda does is you can banish up to 3 spell or traps from your graveyard face down to special summon a normal monster from your deck whose level equals the amount of cards banished by his effect. So, you can use that to summon any of the pieces of Huge Revolution, because United Resistance is a 3, People Running About is a 2, and Oppressed People is a 1. So, if you're missing a certain one of those guys to get Huge Revolution active, Treasure Panda saves the day. And it's not a once per turn ability, so you can use that effect as long as you have resources in the grave for it. So you can definitely use that to get your Huge Revolution live, as well as set up some big extra deck plays. So that is it for the monsters in the deck. Next we'll move on to the spells. We are running triple Enchanting Fitting Room. So this is the combo that works with Dark Doriado. When you play Dark Doriado and stack the vanilla monsters on your deck, 1 of wind, 1 of fire, 1 of water, and 1 of earth, which is our United Resistance, People Running About, Oppressed People, and vanilla respectively. You then play Enchanted Fitting Room, pay 800 life points, excavate the top 4 cards of your deck, and special summon any normal monsters that are level 3 or lower among them. If you stack your deck with Dark Doriado, all 4 cards are going to be cards you can summon. Cards that will make your Huge Revolution and Furin Kazan live. So definitely a great card. if you see this in Doriado and have one of the traps, it's definitely what you're looking for. Our next spell card is going to be triple copies of Tri-White. Tri-White is a spell card that says you can target 3 level 2 or lower normal monsters in your grave and special summon them. Oppress people and people running about. Vanilla, all those are valid targets for this card, so you can use this card to get those pieces on board for your Furin Kazan or Huge Revolution is over. Or, of course, it's a free summon 3 materials to go into your extra deck and summon a lot of powerful cards with. So, definitely a card you want to see, because when you activate Huge Revolution, you want to build a big board to OTK. This is the card that will let you do it. And then next, triple Unexpected Die. This card, if you control no monsters, lets you special summon a level 4 lower normal monster from your deck. Use it to get out any of the pieces you need for a Furin Kazan or a Huge Revolution is over. Use it to get a normal monster out of the deck, just to, you know, get it into the grave for Tri-White so you can have access to it on a future turn. Deck thin. Yeah, you want to see this card, so we play 3. You normally only resolve 1, but that's okay. The others were Summoner Monk fodder. Then for other spells, you know, we don't want to see a lot of monsters, and sometimes things are moving slow, so I'm running a Raigeki and a Dark Hole to blow up established opposing boards. I am running a Monster Reborn. Can grab any of the pieces from the grave you need to make your Huge Revolution or Furin Kazan live. Big thing you'll probably want with it is either a Doriado if you have Enchanted Fitting Room in hand, or Treasure Panda can go off if you Monster Reborn Treasure Panda. So definitely like that. Also running 1 Upstart Goblin just to shorten the deck, get to our key cards. And this deck is definitely inconsistent, so I am running 2 Pots of Duality just so I can fish and dig for a specific card I need to allow me to pop off on a future turn. So that is it for the spells. Now we are get to our trap cards. We are running 3 copies of the Huge Revolution, the deck's namesake. Essentially, if you get the United Resistance, people running about, and oppress people on the field, you destroy your opponent's whole field, send all the cards from their hand to the graveyard. So that puts them in top decking mode, and can be quite a pain to deal with if that happens to you. So the only real big thing to note about this card is that you have to activate it during your main phase. So like you have to set it, and you can't play it on your opponent's turn. You have to wait till your next turn. So you have to preemptively set it, which is makes it a bit clunkier. But when this goes off, it's a great effect. Another trap card that we are running 3 of is Furin Kazan, which is a very old trap card that says if you control it, if there is at least one of the following attributes on the field: wind, fire, water, and earth, you can activate one of these effects. Either destroy all cards your opponent all monsters your opponent controls, destroy all spell and traps your opponent controls, discard 2 cards from your opponent's hand. It is random when you discard, and draw 2 cards. So if you have your vanilla people running about, oppressed people, and United Resistance are all those different attributes, and it's the main reason we're running vanilla at all. Other than the fact that we also need it for Dark Doriado. You know, you can use any of these effects. Destroying your opponent's board to disrupt is huge, because unlike Huge Revolution, you can play this like a trap card. And you know, you can use it if you have this card face down and you just activate Huge Revolution is over. Huge Revolution. You can play Furin Kazan to draw you 2 cards, which gives you more resources to develop an OTK. And the great thing about this card is it's not once per turn. So if you have multiple Furin Kazans, you can just pop off. You can do lots of damage. So that is Furin Kazan. And then lastly, our last trap card, we are running Triple Trap Trick, which allows you to banish a normal trap from your deck, and then you add a trap of the same name. Well, you don't necessarily add it. So you set it on the field, and then you can activate it that turn. So you can use this to grab either Furin Kazan or Huge Revolution, so that you can get those out of this deck. It's just another way to find those and have it so that you know, it's ready to go when you're ready to go with it. So that is what Trap Trick does. Gets you Furin Kazan or Huge Revolution. And that is it for the main deck. Definitely, I recommend looking up this deck through a YouTube channel called Yu-Gi-Oh! Tube if you want a good extra deck, because this is mostly a link deck and I do not have lots of links. So basically what I was running is I was running triple land Furincus, just a easy rank link 2 to make. And you know, just kind of get things moving for me. With that, I can transition into something with higher attack, like Gaia Saber, the Lightning Shadow, which I am running 2 of, or more importantly, usually what you'll make first, Berserker of Tenyi. You know, he's got 3,000 attack, and mostly you just need attack to end games, which is why if you don't have the good link monsters with good effects, you'll run stuff like that. You have a lot. I also am running Draco Masters of the Tenyi because you have non-effect monsters that'll be in play, your vanillas, and that'll allow you to get, you know, card effects going off. Well, his card effect anyway. And kind of the thing you'll mostly make, and definitely the thing you'll need even in your regular extra deck, is a Saryuya Skull Dread, because the Enchanted Fitting Room play gives you 4 separate vanillas, and you can go right into Skull Dread, which means you can get all of its effects, 2,800, and that will definitely help you push for your OTK. So Skull Dread, pretty huge, especially if you have a Tri-White to follow up and make even bigger plays. We also, just some other links I was running, Doolittle Chimera. 2 people running about can make Doolittle Chimera, and you know, that's very easy to do with Tri-White. Same thing with Vanilla and Mrs. Radiant. Those are definitely the 2 you know most. You can I could run Mr. Boy for the oppressed people. United Resistance isn't as easy to get back from the grave, so I definitely would not run Greatfly. Running Link Karibo, great card for Vanilla or, you know, oppressed people to go into. And then after that, I'm running some XYZs I have. Lionheart is a XYZ I quite enjoy playing a bit. Tri-White can get you 3 level 1s to make Lionheart. You know, and then Lionheart, you just ram him into opponent's monsters. He doesn't die by battle, and they take life point damage instead. So definitely can get some additional burn in there. And Wall, and then the others are, I run 3 level 4s for Summoner Monk and Doriado to go into. Baguska, good for stalling if I need to live. Tornado Dragon, good for pop and spawn trap cards. Castell, shuffle a problematic card back into the deck. And that is it for the deck profile. Yeah, definitely don't take that extra deck seriously. There's a much better version of this deck on YouTube under the channel Yu-Gi-Oh! Tube. That's kind of where I got the idea. That's kind of where I saw these kind of plays in action first. Decided to try it out myself, and I've had quite a bit of fun with it. I liked that card when I was a kid, so very glad to have it now. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and tune in if you ever want to see more. Thanks.